sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS.
Welcome to the No BS Sales School podcast. I want to hit you guys with a quick thought. I read an article over the weekend by a guy named Benjamin Hardy. If anybody in the audience knows Benjamin Hardy, I think he lives in South Carolina. I'd love to have him as a guest on this podcast. So hook me up, let me know, or forward this to him. He wrote an article that I read over the weekend that's called Signs That You're Leveling Up. I think it's signs that you need to level up is what it should be. But it's a great article. Google it, look it up. It's a great one to read. Here's the point. All of us at some point in our career, if you want to grow, right, you're going to reach a point where what you're doing is not working as well anymore. You're going to feel overwhelmed, underpaid. You're going to feel like the whole world's falling apart and stuff just isn't working anymore or not working like you need it to. That's a really good sign. It's time to make some changes. That's scary as shit for a lot of people. Probably scares you, or we like the concept of it, but when it comes to us making changes, that's horrifying for many of us. And then here's the thing that happens when you decide, when you're either decide or you're forced to level up, to take that next step up, to bust through I call it the ceiling of complexity in your life, that you've got to make changes in order to grow, then it gets really scary. Because all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, what got me here today in my business, what got me here today in my sales career, isn't what's going to get me moving forward. It's not going to take me as far as I want to go. Maybe because your buyers have gotten smarter, maybe because the customers you need to be calling on and closing are larger, more complex. Maybe that's where the real profit and money is. Maybe that's where you need to be spending your time. For some people like me, the next level up is I need to hire some more people around me. Scares the shit out of me, right? I can control this little thing when it's me and a bunch of people that are working around me. But if I've got to hire people, whole new deal. So I'm working on that in my own head and making steps just to do it anyway, knowing that I'm going to make some mistakes, knowing it's probably going to screw up some, but that's a step I have to take. Have I managed people before? A little bit. Have I done that with nobody else around? No. Do I have some great ideas of what I want somebody else to do? Yeah. Does it scare me that I won't be able to find the right person, which is ridiculous because there are 300 billion people or something on the planet? Dumb. You don't have to be in Columbia, South Carolina anymore, right? It'd be anywhere in the country because of this virtual work thing. But it scares me. Right? So what I have to do is get over my damn self. And what you need to do is get over your damn self. Realize that it's going to be uncomfortable. If you have big goals, you're going to be uncomfortable a lot of the time. That's part of it, right? Is going further than other people in the past have gone. That's part of the fun of being an entrepreneur. Part of the fun of being in sales is to recognize maybe your only competitor is yourself. Right? Last year you made X amount of money. This year you want to make more money than that because why not? Right? Because your goals lead you to need to make more money. Think about how upset you'll be if it's 12 months from now and you're not at that next level and you're not doing what you want to do. What is it you're going to have missed out on? So then what are the things, and if that doesn't make you mad, then you don't have the right goals. You need to go back and revisit. But if you're concerned and you're truly committed to growing, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to mean you're going to have to make some changes. It might be expensive to make some of those changes. You might have to hire people. You might have to get coaches. You might have to buy equipment. You may have to fire some of your existing clients because they no longer serve you. You're not the best fit for them anymore. They're taking a lot of your time and effort and energy, and maybe you make big margins, but it's no damn money. That's a scary thing to let go some of those people. Maybe they're employees. Maybe they're customers. It's time to say, I need to move on because I'm not doing them any good anymore and they're not helping me anymore. Time to move on. There are other people in the world who can help them. And this is old saying, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Just know that's the way. If you're going to win, if you're going to succeed, that only comes from getting your teeth kicked in a bunch, right? And it takes getting your teeth kicked in and then recovering from that and moving forward. Anyway, that's how we build confidence. But the first step in leveling up, the first step in breaking through that ceiling of complexity is scary and it's uncomfortable and you won't want to do it. And then once you do it, you'll say, oh my God, it's safer down below. I should go back. Somebody talked about climbing Everest with me this morning. And they said, when you go to, if you're going to climb Everest, the first thing you do is you hike up to the base camp. You stay there for a day or two, and then you hike back down the bottom. And then you hike up to the base camp again, and then you go to the second base camp and you stay there, and then you hike back down. And then you go back up to the second base camp and you spend some time to get used to it, right? And then you go back down and go up, right? It's long. Take a step, take a breath, take a step, take a couple of breaths. That's what we need to do. Know that going forward is hard. That's business. That's what we signed up for. That's where the good shit happens when we do hard stuff. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. I've got a free giveaway if you wanted, a free mini course that I did called 7 Sales Mistakes and What You Can Do About It. If you want to get that, it's free. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thank you for listening. Share this podcast. Also rate it. Don't just give me 5 stars. Write a quick review. That makes a huge difference and will help the audience, help me get a bigger audience, help us have more people listening and sharing. Thank you so much, No BS Sales team. Have a great week. Appreciate you.
Thanks for listening to No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.